Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the 80/60 rule. I am Brent Musburger, and that over there is Jimmy the Greek. Remember that from the old NFL Today days?
Oh yeah,
Greg? Yeah. So this is,
gambling. He was gambling.
yeah, who was it? Herb Cross and Phyllis George.
Yeah,
Anyway, that was like back in the day and everything like that. Now with it being like the first week of the NFL, it's like 24/7 on like a million different
yeah.
channels. So it's hard not to notice it. What did you think of the game in Brazil yesterday?
I uh, I liked it. I was happy. Uh, we're good. We're good. We're good. It's just got. I worry about February. That's what I care about. February.
All right, okay, all right.
We're
Anyway,
good.
so I'm
Okay.
Mark, and introduce yourself. You're
Hi, Greg. Hello, everybody. I'm Greg, and thank you for listening. I got some comments here, like I've seen in the paper, different comments, and I'd like to share them with you. See what you think.
all
The
right.
first
Cool.
one I'd like to uh, um, compliment the woman named Maria Bryan Marino. Unfortunately she passed away. She was 117 years old. A
Hmm.
Spanish American woman.
That's
Uh,
that's our key demographic.
yeah,
117-year-old women. We're number one with them.
yeah.
So was she
So
the oldest living human being or
the
something?
oldest living human being. That's why I'm putting it in.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, cool. All right.
oldest person in the world.
All right. Well, sorry to hear about the
Yeah,
news.
like I said, I wonder if she did cocaine and all that, and she still. You never know these days, right? You could do cocaine and you'd be uh, or have many beers and nothing happens, or you never drink a beer or whatever, and you die, right?
Yeah, you kind of know though. You say you don't know, but you kind of know. You kind of
Yeah.
know. If you're doing cocaine, you're probably not going to live to
Like that's an extreme
117.
example. I remember a trick star named Frank Shorter.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, so like
Was
the
he a
gentleman,
marathoner?
yeah, I think it was 57.
Are you sure about that one?
Yeah, kind of, yeah,
All right,
off the
kind of.
top.
Okay.
You
All
can
right.
Google it, okay, but
Well, hold
57.
on a second. Let me do that because I don't want to be wrong about somebody dying here. So let me just do this here. How old is marathoner Frank Shorter? I believe he's still alive here.
No, he's there. No,
Yes, he is. But he's still alive, Greg. I think you're thinking of another guy. There was a guy named Jim Fix.
that's it. That was that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He was a big health guy, and
Yeah.
do
Sorry.
these he'd do these commercials for grape nuts.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Where else? And also to our viewers, where else are you going to get a grape nuts reference? Uh, um, so early into the show. Other people may talk about grape nuts, but not until later on. We did it in our first A block. Anyway, 117 for anybody is remarkable. Cocaine
Now
or
let me
not?
tell you, Wednesday, September 11th is a sad day in our country.
Absolutely.
May the people that rest in peace, the people that we don't see them anymore. September 11th. I'll never forget September 11th.
Yeah, that's always one of the hardest things to watch because of so many state news stations, or it's available on YouTube. It'll be those as it happened sort of documentaries where they'll just take the news coverage from that morning,
Yeah.
starting, just what was it, just after 9 o'clock, I think, or just before 9 o'clock. And they do the actual coverage of like the Today Show or
Yeah.
and you see the breaking news as it's happening, and then it brings it all back to how that whole day was was one thing after another in
Yeah.
terms of New York, the Pentagon, both towers in New York, and then Pennsylvania. It was just, and then the haunting thing for me was just the grounding of all flights in the United States, and it just made you realize, because I live pretty near an airport, and you realize that, wow, that is weird just to not hear or see any planes throughout your I don't know how long that went on, a couple of days, I think, the grounding when they just shut down air flight. And it was just an eerie sort of feeling as we were all kind of trying to figure out what had just happened.
Yeah. I remember I was at the health club and I'm walking out and then I'm hearing about this. I go, oh, really? I kept on going and I really all of a sudden like then I realized what? It
Yeah.
really dawned on me what was going on. I was just like, because I'm stupid, I'm gonna go. That it was like. Then after that, I don't have memory of it now. Like,
Oh,
well,
okay.
you have.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember my mother gave me a call. I was at work. She gave me a call, and we had some sort of little black and white TV at this where we were working. And I remember we plugged it in. It was all staticky. Now, now our news is so immediate and it's so live and so vivid.
yeah, yeah,
But back then, there was a lot of like just kind of trying to figure out what was going on that day.
yeah. I remember. Like, what do I remember? I remember what they said at the bush as he was somewhere, and he says, "I'm going back to DC. I'm going back."
Right.
And I had to
Whispered in
say,
his ear and said the
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Let me. Another thing I'd like to discuss. This is something I saw in the paper. Um, it's called "Vacant to Vibrant." Vacant to Vibrant in San Francisco. Um,
I said bacon, but it's vacant
Vacant, yeah.
with a V. Okay.
San Francisco, the lure of free rent. Free rent. What they're doing in San Francisco, um, under the program, city and business leaders provide free rent for up to 6 months, as well as other funding for business expenses and incentives like technical and business permit assistance to entrepreneurs who want to set up shop in empty spaces, many of which are on the ground floor of office buildings. Is that
God
good?
knows any strip mall we drive by, no matter where we are in the country, a good chunk of them are empty, and that's really because of Amazon. I mean, we always act like it's this like this mystery of why is that everything so they're all empty because everybody's ordering on Amazon. That's why.
Well, I love Amazon. I can just tell you that. I love Amazon.
It's hard not to, but that's
You
the
order
reason.
something is there the next day. You turn around, it's there.
Right. Right.
Of course, it's like, whoa, I hate to do that, like the local pharmacist or whatever. I remember that, but I'll get it for you. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta have it. Okay, let me go Amazon. It's there.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we kind of are struggling with, people our age, is we see these vacant buildings. And for the last 50 years, it would be let's build a office building and the ground floor will be retail. Well, it doesn't really make any sense to do that now because retail is online.
Yeah,
So brick and mortar is kind of a obsolete sort of
yeah.
concept.
Another comment I like to make. This is, and I ask myself, so, would I do something? Would I have done it in New York City? 1 million people cheat on the bus fare daily. And I would say, well, could I do it one time, or maybe would I be, uh,
You'd
because
do it one time, but you wouldn't do it daily.
yeah. Uh,
Okay.
Another one I like to say, I'd like to share this with everyone. Um, Experts have predicted that brain pacemakers that deliver stimulation therapy for neurological and psychiatric disorders such as depression and Parkinson's disease could be available within 5 to 10 years.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I
And then,
believe that. Yeah. So when we piss and moan about how fast life is changing,
yeah,
with AI and all that stuff, some good things are going to happen with all this technology.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Another one here. According to the Murder Accountability Project, which tracks homicide data nationwide, nearly 300,000 people have died unsolved homicides since 1980.
300,000 unsolved mysteries or unsolved homicides.
Since 1980.
Wow.
Whoa.
That means that they'll be making datelines for the next few years. They've got enough
Yeah.
material to make those datelines.
Whoa. Um, this is interesting to me. And where's it going? China is the world's largest food importer. It needs to feed almost 1/6 of the world's population, with less than 1/10 of the world's viable land, and
Wow.
degraded with heavy fertilizer use and pollution.
So that's a that's a surprising one. I
Yeah,
guess it's fertile land that's the key, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
when you think of America's breadbasket, the Midwest,
yeah.
uh, and then you think of like Ukraine, right? Ukraine is uh, fertile land over there. So maybe China is not. Well, they got that wall. That wall kind of screws it all up. They
Yeah,
got that
yeah,
wall all through the farmland. Take that wall
yeah.
down, then they'd have more farmland.
How about if we don't go to some sports?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the Eagles game was great the other day. The Giants, New York Giants, are probably underwooded. I felt sorry for the Giants because Barkley left New York, the Giants to come to the Eagles. He had 3 touchdowns. So like, what did we? Why did we let him go? You
Yeah,
know?
he looked pretty good the other, right?
Yeah,
I mean, he was just my wife has him on her fantasy football team,
yeah,
and she's not a huge fan, but she watches when, one of her players is in. And he was like going off. That was it was pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I saw that who's the quarterback for Love for the
We may
Packers?
be out 3 weeks,
Is
three
that
or
what
four
it is?
weeks.
Okay, because I thought it was going to be worse. 3 weeks is lucky if you're a Packer fan, because I thought it was going to be
Which
worse.
means what else? Let's talk about how would you like your salary to go from 10 million
Okay,
overnight the next year to be 3 million?
I that's okay. I could still live on 3 million.
Well, that's what happened to Greg Olson by not being
Oh,
the number
really?
two, the number one.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
They made him second. He's second.
So that's the huge pay cut he's taken.
10 million to 3 million,
So CBS was paying Greg Olson. We're talking about football
and
analysis.
Fox,
Fox is because they're doing what's his name,
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, and they demoted Greg Olson, who all football fans I think agree was pretty good at his
Very good, very
analysis.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, in that case, going from 10 million to 3 million, I kind of get it. But I bet you when his contract's up, he's going to bolt Fox and go to the highest bidder, right?
yeah, yeah,
And then it'll be interesting because maybe Brady's going to fall on his face. I don't know.
yeah. And what do you
Uh,
think he's going to do? Huh?
well, I,
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
he's,
think he's going to get that much slack. I think people are going to be really critical of Tom Brady, meaning he better be Romo good as far as like being able to analyze the plays. I'm not
and
talking
also,
about being the personality, forget about that. I'm talking about actually Romo's so good at going, hey Jim, watch what they're going to do here, and then that'll happen.
what do you think about this? I can't take this. Really, like Chris Collinsworth, everything's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I
you
can't
know,
take it either. I
fan,
can't take it either.
every
When they
day,
when
everybody's
they go,
fantastic.
that's the best thing I've ever seen in my life, or whatever. It's like, okay, really,
Yeah,
Yeah, I have an issue with that too. You know what else I have an issue with is I especially see it like on baseball when they do like the ESPN Sunday night game. It's clear that they give the announcers a theme of the night, and they're going to make that theme no matter what. They're going to talk about that theme and that player, even though it really doesn't figure into the particular game we're watching now. They're going to run with that theme of, hometown kid, or whatever theme they
yeah,
apply to it, or I guess narrative, whatever narrative. I hate that. Just do the game and let me. You don't have to create something. I'm watching because I like the sport. I don't need to be enticed into some sort of weird
yeah, yeah,
fabricated
yeah.
drama.
And since you said that, it reminds me of something. I don't like.
We sound like two crabby old guys here going,
No, I don't
but go
like
ahead.
in baseball. Why does why do you have to have the manager during a game
Right,
be interviewed?
right.
I'm
It's
focused on the game as a manager.
yeah,
And the worst, the player's on a boy. If you missed the ball because you were, I'm gonna have to do.
yeah. At first, I didn't like it, but now I kind of like it just because the technology is there. You're talking about like an in-game interview with the player.
Yeah,
Um,
as he's on a field.
but yeah, but it kind of tells me that baseball isn't exactly the hardest sport. if you can sit there and conduct an interview while you're playing your sport.
That was that's a different way to look at it, Mark. I mean, it's an interesting way, but to
Yeah, they
me,
can't do that in football. Football, you're going to get your head taken off. You can't do it in hockey. Hockey, you
yeah,
can get your head taken off. Basketball, you couldn't do it because you're huffing and puffing and running. And,
right.
baseball, that says a lot about baseball. If during the game, they can have a guy with an earpiece, Bryce Harper over there talking in between pitches. It tells.
And then they'll go, wait a minute now, I gotta, it's like, and
Yeah.
you miss the call, man, I would be livid.
All right, but we should wrap this up. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens in week one. There's already a couple games in for the NFL. And then maybe next week we'll make a little comment or two about the upcoming debate that's going to happen this week.
Exactly right. You know what? I put down here, you're right. You know what I did? I had September 10th, and I forgot to put why it was. And
Why it was. So
that's
yeah,
why I went to September 11th, because I thought
right.
September 10th, and I think it'll be the most watched debate probably in history.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, and it should be. There's two completely different platforms and people, so it should be watched.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. We enjoy your comments. Thank you.
All right, yeah, thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. Remember, you can like, subscribe, or whatever, to this if you could. Greg, take it easy.
Thank you, everybody. Take care. Have a nice week, guys.